start with the Pledge of Allegiance. It is 6:08. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okey doke. Well, okay, so approval of minutes. The last meeting that Parks and Rec had was in July, but I don't have any of the members here that were there. So since you all weren't here, it's up to you whether you want to vote on these minutes or not. I can't pass them with just me, but I'm not going to tell you to abstain or not abstain on voting for them, so it's totally up to you guys. But I know you guys weren't here in July.
Right.
So,
What would you like?
well, even if Brett was here, I still have to have 3. So even if we have a new member, like, it's just he and I that were at this meeting. So I can't pass the meeting minutes with just 2 votes anyway. So we can,
As new members, if we vote affirmative on it, can you pass them?
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so if you're comfortable with it, we can.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Okay, so the way this goes is every month we'll have an approval of minutes, and I'm sure you've seen this done before, but somebody will make a motion to approve the minutes for that date, and then somebody else does a second, and then we do all in favor, say aye, and those opposed say no. And that's just kind of how the Roberts Rules of Order go. So I'm sure you're familiar with some of that. If you've been on boards before, they've done Roberts Rules. Am I talking loud enough? Okay. All right, ma'am. So if I have a motion to approve the minutes.
Make a motion to approve the minutes for September 9th, 2025.
July.
July.
Yeah, it should be in your packet. Yes,
There we are, July.
Yeah.
July 8th, 2025. I make a motion
Okay.
to approve those minutes.
Okay. All right, do I have a second?
I second it.
Okay, all right. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, minutes are approved. Thank you very much. I don't know how we were gonna pass them anyway. So, and Brett is so sorry he couldn't be here to meet you guys. He had a procedure done on his wrist today. He's got carpal tunnel. So we had a wrist procedure, but he will be back next month, or you may see him later again this month for something else. So, all right, moving on to new business. I just wanted to kind of let you all introduce yourselves and just kind of take a couple of minutes and do that and kind of tell us what you want to see for Parks and Rec, or why you want to be on this board, and anything you want to say, really. So, okay, who wants to go first?
I will.
Okay.
My name is Donna Marie Conacher, and I'm a relatively new resident of Townsend. We moved here to Mount Luke Road, to the Conacher family cabin in 2024, July of 2024. And since that time, I decided that I really wanted to participate in being a member of this community, because I'm over 65, and I noticed that most of the members of this community are also older. And I've learned from living here that it's absolutely imperative that you pretty much remain active and mobile and healthy and engaged to be able to live this lifestyle here. So when the Parks and Rec Commission seat came up, I decided that it was a good way to really get to know the members of my community and participate in helping them through different types of events and engagement, participatory things to, help up-level the health and well-being of the whole community at large, because seniors are a valuable, valuable resource. We need to care for us because seniors will also care for the community in such a way that it will help the younger people to get involved
Yeah.
in much more meaningful ways. So that's what I'm all about.
Okay. Well, welcome. We're so happy to have you.
Thank you, I'm happy to be here.
Yes.
I'm happy to finally meet you.
Yes,
It sounds like you two have quite a bit in common also.
and it's really cool that we are both on this board with the same common thread of helping seniors.
Yeah, yeah. All right, Miss Penny.
So,
Who are you?
I'm Penny McIntosh. I'm Penny McIntosh. I just want to thank you, first of all, for voting me into the board.
Of course.
So that's pretty cool. I did serve on the board of New Hope Children's Advocacy Center, and for 8 years, and I just scrolled off that board, so I wanted to serve in a different way here in Townsend. And New Hope services the sexually and physically abused children of Blount County. So, yeah. Let's see. We moved our family here about 20 years ago to Townsend, so we've lived in Townsend for a long time. My kids went to Townsend Elementary, and when one of my oldest child ended up, one of the teachers saw that she had a learning disorder, so we were able to move to Maryville, which has a great program for that, and now we're back. And let's see, I've been a personal trainer for 45 years. I have a degree in nutrition. I'm a certified yoga instructor. I'm certified functional aging specialist, and I'm a volunteer firefighter on the board, which is right behind there. Through the board, through being a firefighter, and we get a lot of calls for lift and assist. So I designed a program through the fire department where I go into the seniors' homes, because it's hard to get the seniors to come to us. We go into the homes and teach them how to get off the floor if they fall. We also have a yoga, Fire Hall number 3, we teach yoga there 3 times a week for the community. And they have an amazing fitness center at the fire hall, amazing. But it's only for firefighters, and my dream, my fantasy, is to bring that back to Townsend. I had a gym here for 5 years.
Oh.
Yeah, and you only had 25 members, local members.
Okay.
So I know it's not a moneymaker, but I would love to somehow bring that back. There are 2 other fitness centers here in town, but they're more like hotel fitness centers with just a rack of dumbbells and a cable machine.
Oh, okay.
You know, one's at
I'll be
Wild
happy to
Laurel,
help you develop that.
one's at Wild Laurel, and one's at Tremont Lodge. Let's join them.
Those are the 2 I'm aware of.
Yeah, but there's not really much to them. But my dream is to bring that to Townsend, and maybe somehow through that Memorial Park. And since I know it's not going to make money, maybe I can learn how to write grants. I know there's grants out there for small towns, for fitness centers, or fundraisers. When I was at New Hope Children's Advocacy Center, I designed their Heroes for Hope 5K, and it's in its 7th year now. And over the 6 years that I was there, we raised $125,000 for New Hope. So I have the ability to, or I know how to run a 5K, so if that's something that Parks and Rec does or can do, I'd love to be a part of that, maybe help to raise money for something that we may need. But besides that, I just want to serve Parks and Rec,
Okay.
and in any way, in any capacity that I can.
Okay. All right. Super. That's great. Jason, you want to tell them who you are really quick?
Yeah, I'm Jason.
Jason.
Everybody knows me, I guess. Good to meet you guys. No, I've met you before.
Yeah.
I'm over the maintenance department, so, and then I'm here as needed.
He helps, well, Jason helps a lot with our parks and rec
Yeah.
stuff. If I call him and I need something, he's on it. So, And they keep it nice and mowed up there at the park, and they've done a lot of work up there clearing around the pond up there. The special
That's
people's
great.
park, yeah, they've done an excellent job clearing all that, and they cleaned all the stuff out of the barn up there. I know I'm forgetting stuff, but they do a lot for Parks and Rec, so that's why he comes to the meetings. Because anything that requires, manual labor and building something, or, he's a big part of that. Okay. And then Mark is here from the Townsend River Walk, and pronounce that for me,
Arboretum.
Arboretum.
Yeah.
My grandson was there last week in that
Oh.
train you guys
In the
had.
train,
Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
Yeah. Good, good.
So,
I'm glad.
So Mark
They're
is,
enjoying it.
yeah, you all have done some awesome stuff down there.
And we're seniors. We're all seniors who work there, so.
So, that's, I would love to collab and do something with them, because they're just full of creativity. And
We try.
Mark's really good at bringing something to life, and that, he's really done that down there on that trail. You and Allison, and I know I'm missing people, but y'all have done an
Yeah,
excellent job.
we got 7 people.
Do you have
volunteers now.
7?
Yeah,
Okay.
we're sort of like at our good stage.
Okay.
7's nice. It's,
But if you're also interested in helping Mark, I'm sure he'd love the extra help there too.
we'll need some help.
Okay.
Putting up signs.
Oh my God, okay. All right.
There it is, highly populated, everybody
Yeah.
asks about that, and talk about, that's the talk of town.
Yeah. So, clearly, we're pretty laid back. We are on camera, and he will put that on YouTube, but our meetings are a lot less stressful, I think. We're just trying to do stuff to improve our parks here and do community engagement with our events like bingo, Christmas parade, the Christmas community gathering, and we'll get to all that in a few minutes. But, okay, well, we'll just move on to number 2, the newsletter. Have you all seen the newsletter that I send out once a month? Okay.
I tried to sign up for it, and I noticed there was no sign up on the website.
Okay.
I get it.
Do you get it? Okay. I haven't sent one out in a few months because, we've been down on people, and honestly, this summer has been crazy busy for me. So, and I'm the only one that has done the newsletter.
I would love to step up.
Oh my
I
gosh.
love writing, I love interviewing.
Wow.
I used to have a radio show, I'm really good with composing emails,
Okay.
so, yeah.
Okay, well, you know what, we will get together and I will show you how I've been doing it and stuff. I will say, as far as what you said about signing up for the newsletter, what we have done in the past is, there's a place on the Facebook page where you can sign up for it. But the city is fixing to get a new website.
Okay.
And we're gonna get an app. So those two things combined, we will be able to add more stuff for Parks and Rec on the mobile app, because the city council approved the funds to get that new city mobile app and a new website. So it will get a facelift,
Yeah.
and we'll be able to do like a better way to sign up
Yeah,
for
just
the
really needs to
newsletter.
be accessible, so you can get people in there, that's the best way to engage people.
Okay. Well, I would love to, and we can get together and I'll show you how to do that. But one of the things, the reason why it's a item on the agenda every month is because every month we take turns, and I think I said this in the email, somebody picks a resident to spotlight and interview, and then the other picks a business club or organization to spotlight and interview for that month. And you don't do both in the same month.
Right.
So it goes in a sequence.
Mhm.
So for this month, I have Tammy Blady as the resident spotlight. I don't know if you all know Tammy. Her husband is Russ Blady. Tammy was on the Parks and Rec board. Russ works at Peaceful Side Social. Y'all may have seen Tammy before at anything Parks and Rec related. And then Brett, he chose the All Good Things Garden Center.
Oh, lovely.
So he interviewed them, so they will be in the newsletter for September. And then I think it will start over. So the way it went, like, so for you, for October, you would pick a resident to spotlight. And then you would pick, no, I would pick a business, club, or organization. And it kind of goes this way when
Oh,
you
okay.
start over.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you already have a resident that I would love to interview.
So, yeah, just, I mean, make a list of things, and I'll tell you if they've already been interviewed or
Okay,
not.
great.
But like, for you, Kenny, you can go ahead and be thinking about a resident you might want to interview for October. Yeah, October. Any questions on the newsletter stuff?
I'd like to see it first.
Okay.
Before I have any more questions.
All right, it's very simple, people love to get it, it's by email.
It's easy to read.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like that.
yeah, I tried to, I've been using Canva to do the newsletter.
Nice.
So it's, I mean, it's a good program, I pay for it myself, it's not for the city, it's just a, you know, I use it for different things, for my businesses and things, so. Okay, all right, we'll move on to number 3, if there's no more questions on the newsletter, and you and I can get together on that if that's okay.
Sure.
Okay, Christmas parade. Penny, I'm sure you help with this anyway, with the fire department every year, so you know what's going on there. I did text with Chief Stallions earlier today, and the Christmas parade will be Sunday, December the 7th. Typically, the Parks and Rec Board in the last few years has helped the fire department with making sure things go smooth. And just in the last couple of years, we actually were able to move it to the visitor center to line everybody up. Before, it was over like around the post office area and the IGA, and everybody lined up just kind of randomly. So I think here in the last couple of weeks, like, it's a lot more organized, I think, a lot better, a lot smoother. But typically we're there, which you'll probably be there with the fire department anyway, so helping people check in who have applied to be in the parade, because they have to sign a waiver. So that's why it's important that we have 1 or 2 people there when people are coming in to line up for the parade, to check and make sure they're on the list, they've signed the waiver, they've paid the $15. The city does not keep any of that money. We give it to the school every year. So it's a donation to them. In the last few years, we've been able to give them anywhere from $1,300 to $1,600, I think. So it's a nice little chunk of change for them to do with however they see fit. I did send this by email, the manual and application. I put this together the first year I came into the city, and they made me Parks and Rec Commissioner, and I said, well, what's my job? And they said, well, you just need to buy the Christmas parade candy. That was my only job. So it's come a long way.
Yes.
Since that. And so, one of the things was I wanted to put together a manual and application for the parade and make it a little more organized that way. And I wanted the school to get more money because it is donation, but you know, I don't think they got a lot of donations, monetary donations that way. But this way, it kind of, you know, it's a minimal fee to be in the parade. People don't care to help the school. And we do a float category, so we've got first, second, third place. The Board of Commissioners judge the floats, so we do have that float contest. And then we also, it's up to us to pick the theme for the parade every year. So, I don't know, we're gonna have to, Christmas will be here before we know it.
Yes,
So I've been thinking about theme. The last few years, we've done, let's see, the first year I was here, we did the Christmas story. The second year, we did your favorite Christmas movie. And then last year, it was a berry Merry Christmas, so it was all about bears.
No life bears.
Yes, so this will change,
Yes.
this was from last year, and I'll have to review it and change the date and the time, theme, and everything like that. I think that'll be it. I think we worked on this a couple of years and we got it looking pretty good.
Yeah.
So unless you all see any errors or edits that need suggesting it, to me, I think we've got the manual and application down pat, we just need a good theme.
Well, you know what seems to be trending a lot around here? I'm seeing it everywhere I go. People are into like fairies and trolls and so, you know, Christmas is so why not Christmas elves and bears?
Kind of like the arboretum.
Yeah.
We'll say that.
The fairy
Bears and
gardens,
trolls.
yeah.
The fairy garden. I didn't even know fairy gardens were a thing.
Oh, it's a
until-
big thing.
And
We had a girl
enchantments.
from Mississippi have to have her birthday party over here. They came up from Mississippi to have a little fairy.
Really? Wow.
It's insane. I mean, it really is. But,
Yeah.
hey, I can think of worse things, I gotta tell you. It's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had an idea given to me earlier that we should make it, like train themed, since Townsend is kind of, since we're, you know, our heritage here is Little River Railroad and Lumber Company. So trains came to mind. Not necessarily like a Polar Express thing, like a different name, because that's a movie and people would relate it to the movie instead of trains in general. But I thought it would be cool, since last year we did a Very Merry Christmas and the Appalachian Bear Rescue was the Grand Marshal for the parade. So I thought it would be cool if the Little River Railroad and Lumber Company was a part of that theme, sort of like what we did last year, but make it like a train theme, because
I love that.
they could do all kinds of stuff with floats, like if you have a train theme, but I don't have like a name in mind of what to call it. So y'all be thinking about that.
Sure.
Thinking about like a catchy name for the Christmas parade, as long as it says something Christmas parade, Townsend Christmas parade in it. Not too long, but, you know, something catchy, so. But I'm also open to other themes. That was just something that came to mind that we haven't done yet.
How about something simple like all the water fountains in Christmas parade?
Yeah, that could be that simple. Okay. All right, I'll think about it. We can email about that too. But I just want to see what y'all thought about that kind of
I
thing.
love that
for
idea.
the parade. Okay, did you all have any questions about the manual and application? This is something that's done in the office, so whoever we have as the city manager and city recorder in the office, they typically take care of the applications and collecting the money. That's not something we do. What I usually do a couple of weeks before is a few of the Parks and Rec board members will meet with Chief Stallions at the fire hall. We will talk about how the parade is going to be structured that day, where he would like for us to be placed at, what we can do to help them, basically. Because it's a pretty well-oiled machine at this point. We're just there to have an extra set of hands and feet for them. So, do y'all have any questions about this packet? Okay. All right. To bingo. Have y'all came to bingo? Okay. We haven't got to do bingo since April. I think it was April, wasn't it, Jason?
It's been a while.
These people miss it bad, they want it bad. So I kind of made a promise, I said that we would do it this month.
Oh, okay.
Typically, what we've been doing is, we've always been doing it on a Monday. So I had September 29th in mind, which is the last Monday of the month. So that's quite a bit of ways from now. What is today, the 9th?
I'll put in for a day off.
Okay.
Yeah, that's always worth it.
Okay, all right. So we got plenty of time, we've got about 3 more weeks to prepare for that. I usually need like 3 people to run bingo. Brett said he could do it on the 29th. And it's from 6 to 8. And then typically we stay till about 8:30 to clean up everything. But I usually get here about 5.
Do you
to
provide
set up.
snacks and things like that?
Yeah, the city has water. We typically have cases of water, so we can do water. But like the snacks that we provide, it's not a Parks and Rec budget thing. So like I've been buying things myself. Or Todd will donate some stuff from the IGA sometimes.
Or machine.
Right there.
Oh.
Yeah.
So we can do popcorn and water for sure. The city can provide that. Anything else extra that we want to do, unfortunately, it has to come out of our own pockets unless we get a donation of some kind.
Okay.
And it doesn't have to be anything crazy.
Right.
We've done ice cream and like floats, like root beer floats
Oh,
before.
nice.
We've done just packets of crackers. We've done fruit trays and veggie trays. They don't really care what it is. It
Yeah.
doesn't have to be expensive. We're not having Chick-fil-A cater. Like, it's not that big of a deal. It's a free thing for the community to come in and do. And we usually have between 50 to 65 people, would you say? We can seat about 65 people to play bingo. So somebody will be up here calling the numbers. We've got like one of the old machine things. the little-
Especially with prizes?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so,
Do the businesses donate prizes? Is it,
yeah, I mean, we don't ask them every single month, so a lot of times, like, you know, we give them a couple months off and then we'll ask again. Like, I don't want to keep hammering the same businesses every month to keep donating for bingo. But we also have a lot of citizens and residents that want to donate prizes as well. So I know like the Parks and Rec Board in the past, they've donated, Mark's donated honey. They'll take anything. We had like 3 or 4 dozen of farm fresh eggs up here one time. The eggs went first. Like when the first few winners, they wanted the eggs. Sourdough bread, like I said, honey, books, cooking utensils. It could be anything. Because we're not allowed to charge for bingo and we're not allowed to give money for bingo. Now, like if a business wants to donate a gift certificate, like Randy has donated a gift certificate for a massage before, we can take stuff like that. But that's usually what we do ahead of time, a couple of weeks before bingo, is we gather prizes from different people. It could be businesses or people that will give us stuff, because like I said, it's not in the budget to buy prizes. It's actually frowned upon for the city to use tax dollars to buy stuff for a bingo game. It's very red tape. When you're in government, when you're on a government board, there's a lot of red tape as opposed to a nonprofit. Like Mark is allowed to fundraise, we're not. So, but a nonprofit can fundraise on behalf of Parks and Rec. Does that make sense? Okay. So just something to think about there. That's why we can't charge for bingo. We even put out a donation jar for a few months, and then we were told, oh, you can't do that. MTS told us that we could not do that. Actually asked them several times if there's any way around the fundraising stuff, and there just wasn't, was there, Jason? There was no way around it. We have to either have donations coming to us, or a nonprofit that can fundraise is allowed to fundraise on behalf of Parks and Rec.
Is a business allowed to fundraise on behalf of Parks and Rec?
Yeah, I mean, we've never had that happen.
Like have an event at business, you know, for Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
programs.
We just can't, like, it can't be like Townsend Parks and Rec is having a fundraiser for such and such.
Right,
Right.
yeah, so it could be like for a specific project. Say if I wanted to have an event that could raise funds to do something with
Sure.
Memorial Park.
Sure. As long as it's not affiliated with the city
Yes.
sponsoring it, yeah. That's the,
Yeah, from what I understand, anybody outside the city can do that, and then they can donate money to it.
Yes.
yeah. As long as it's allocated for
For that
something,
specific
it has to be
project.
allocated for a specific
Right.
thing. They can't just raise money and then give it to us without it being earmarked for something. Like, it has to go towards the Special People's Park project or to bingo, like, it's very specific. Believe me, I fought for that for months, because I thought we would be fundraising all the time if we
Right.
could. I had so many ideas for fundraisers, but, you know, anyway, something to think about. Okay, I got off track on bingo. So snacks, if you all want to bring snacks that night, like I said, I usually get here at 5, so I'll go ahead and post it on social media that we're going to do bingo on Monday, September 29th. I use RSVPify to have people register ahead of time so I can get a head count. And then I just need hands, like usually somebody's back there popping popcorn, helping give out water, snacks or whatever. We've got somebody up here calling out the numbers, and then somebody's usually hanging out to make sure that whoever says they're a winner, they call the numbers back to me. And so 3 people for bingo works. And then I also have some members of the community that just want to volunteer and help that aren't on the board. But I try to do bingo once a month. Like I said, they're missing it bad. They want it bad.
That's great.
So, I know, it's great, it's great. And if I post it tonight, it'll probably be full, like the RSVPs will be full
Wow.
in the next couple of days. There's a lady that works at Ace Hardware, her name's Pat, and she asks me every time I go in there, when's bingo? So, and Ace will donate prizes. Townsend IGA's donated, the coffee shops have donated, but we haven't asked them in several months. So if you talk to any of the businesses, be like, do you have any prizes you'd like to donate for bingo this month? So just be working on that. If you think of any kind of snacks, I'll probably go to BJ's and buy some stuff to bring, nothing crazy. Prizes and snacks, it's really all, everything else we have, we're all set.
Okay.
Okay, any questions? Bingo. Okay. It's fun. It's really fun. I've missed it myself. Okay. Special People's Park Project. Do either of you, I think, well, I said all this in the email. So CEC is the architect and engineer firm that the city council endorsed to do the project at the Special People's Park. We had to close it down last May, was it? And that was part of the city attorney's request. That was his suggestion, because after we had that earthquake, what month was that? June?
I think so.
Or July? It cracked it down there.
Oh my.
Yeah, I mean, I think the earthquake did that. I don't know if it washed away or not. Is it still there? But it was actually pretty dangerous for people in wheelchairs or on a cane or any kind of mobility constraint. Like, they could not get down there. It was too much of a hazard. So we had to close it down last May. It's been over a year. Finally, after months and months of RFQ stuff and city council stuff, we finally got the firm that's going to be doing it. Their job now is to do some public input sessions on what the public would like to see happen down at the park. They will draw, I think it's 3 conceptual designs with like 3D renderings of what the park could potentially look like and give us a range of like cost estimates to see like what the city wants to do and can afford. Because we also need that for grants. A lot of grants, they want to see some sort of preliminary design. If they're getting money for something. And a lot of like nonprofits, if they decided to do a fundraiser for us for that project, they're gonna want to see something on paper, like, well, what are we raising money for exactly? So that's gonna be a long project. It's gonna be probably another year or so before we see some real big change happen. So we're in the design phase right now. They're doing like surveying and they're gonna do some landscape architect reviews and so the city has allocated the money for that, which was actually pretty good. I think it was a total of $17,000 that we allocated for that. It could have been a lot more. And with a project like that, you're looking at hundreds of thousands of dollars. So we'll have to look at grants with TDEC, who I've been in contact with for the last 2 years. Chris from East Tennessee Development will also help with grant writing if they want him to. So that project down there is kind of first priority as far as big stuff. But then the Memorial Park, we can do some stuff that's a little more low cost budget. That's the big money. This is the small. So any questions about the Special People's Park project? We're on our way finally.
So Parks and Rec is in charge of the Special People's Park, before Parks and Rec came here, or who went and started it?
So it belonged to the Maryville Alcoa Civitan Club. The city didn't acquire the park till November of 2023, and Parks and Rec for Townsend had only been established for, I don't know, 6-7 months. So like, this is infancy stages of maintaining that park. And we knew when we got it that there would be maintenance to it, but it was donated to the city, we didn't have to buy it. And it's like one of the only public access points in town to the river, which makes it super unique in and of itself, because almost everything on the river is private property, or you have to rent a tube out of business and use it. This way, the public can use it no matter if they have mobility constraints or not, because we can't limit it to certain demographics of people. Like, it's open to all because the city owns it now. But we want to make it accessible, ADA compliant for sure, so that people, if they want to go put in their kayak, they can. If somebody in a wheelchair wants to go down to the river and fish, they have the opportunity to do that.
So you could change the name.
We could. And I think, we've got mixed reviews on that. People that want to change the name of it, some people that don't. I'm for either, but it was dedicated to a lady that was in the Civitan Club, and it still could be. But it needs new signage, it needs a whole new facelift, isn't it, Jason?
Absolutely.
So it's restricted right now, and they've got caution tape around it. There's a sign there. People still use the grills and the picnic tables, though. They're still allowed to use that. On the other side of it, because the park is actually very small, it's only like 1.15 of an acre. On the other side is actually TDOT property, so the city doesn't own it, but we have a lease agreement. A lot of people think those parks are connected, but they're not. They are connected physically, but it's not really, we don't own it.
Dancing Bear owns something on the river there.
They own a little strip, don't they? In between the TDOT, Triple N, and then the river, correct?
They own the signs too, but I live on top of this vault, because they kind of maintain the walls for us.
Oh, okay. Okay, any other questions on the special People's Park?
Like to see it really
Yeah,
blossom.
yeah, me too.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a big project, but, I'm just glad we're finally getting some momentum on it. That was a huge deal, getting the architect and engineer, getting the approval for
They
that.
said they're doing the assessment now?
They're doing different surveying, there's a whole list of things that they're doing that I'm not sure what they are, but I know they're important. Soil testing, they'll have to connect with TDEC, Army Corps of Engineers, because it's on the river. There's certain things you can and cannot do, because you gotta protect what's in the river. So there's a lot more to it.
And I think once we see the renderings of, what they come up with, this probably choose to name it, or rename it.
And that could be a question in a public input session that CEC does. I'm under the impression they'll do 2 public input sessions, and so hopefully, because those are also important for grants, they want to know what the public wants also. Okay. All right, there's my update for that, and then moving on to the Gene Hedrick Mosier Memorial Park. Have you been to that park?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. When I came in 2022, I thought that the school's park was the park. And then they said, no, it's on Mount Avenue. Well, I drove up through there. And I was like, I want to see the park up here. Well, it's kind of hidden. People who had lived here a long time didn't even know it was there. And I'd only lived here a few years at that point. But it has a lot of potential. So much potential. There are some barriers as far as where the septic lines are for the school. So like the school's septic lines literally run like halfway through the park up there, which is very interesting. The city, I think, has owned the park since the mid-90s. But not much was really done with it. It was just kind of part of, I don't even know how long the pavilion's been there. That barn's been there a long time. The pond's been there a long time. How long have you known about that park?
It's just you took over and
Oh,
started
really?
doing newsletters
Oh.
and talking about it.
Just in the last year.
Yeah.
The goal, I think, is to keep like the ambiance of the park and the aesthetic of it pretty much the way it is right now, but to make small, cost-effective improvements that bring people out. We talked about putting a fairy garden up there because kids love that. A tire swing, we talked about some new lighting under the pavilion. However, I think we came to the conclusion that that doesn't make sense because the park is closed after dark. We talked about, what is that game called? Is it frisbee golf? What's it, disc golf? We talked about putting disc golf up there. Allison was a big help. She met me and Mina up there one evening and talked about some different things we could do, like naturescapes. that, you know, and I'm not trying to copy you, which is a great idea.
Yes.
So we just want to like.
We got eyes on.
Stealing it.
So, like,
Copying's fantastic.
Okay.
That's what we do.
no, I'm honestly am so grateful that you all took charge of that down there, because that, it brought a lot of like creativity to my eyes, like
Good.
stuff that we can do for that park.
Yeah.
It's not a copycat, like, but do like similar things.
It's perfect, it's a good fit, and that part's perfect for some of those things.
We talked about like different types of plants we can put up there, like put some color up there, bring some stuff to life, some color, maybe getting the garden club involved. Of course, Mark, him and Allison have been a big help, just with ideas and stuff. And
Is there space up there that potentially put a dog park?
maybe
That's something we are definitely lacking here.
a dog park.
Yeah, a small dog park, you know, where dogs can come on a leash.
Okay. Something to look at, on a maintenance perspective,
Yeah.
because he would be maintaining the park, so I always go to
You're
him.
picking up all the food.
Oh, no, the owners.
Yeah, I think, if I'm not mistaken, inside the city, there's a leash law. So, you're supposed to have your animals on leashes. You know, we have seen people come up there and let their dog run.
Yeah, sure.
It's not been an issue unless you get more than one dog. And you've got issues, I'm sure, but other than that, you know,
Because they do that right now, like people bring their dogs
Yeah.
up, we just don't advertise it. And the reason we don't really advertise the park is because it's not really, like, we don't have it on the website.
Yeah.
Because it's not really something that we're gearing toward tourists, but for residents to use. And like our local kids to use. So, it's still a hidden gem, but it's getting more, attention now. More people are starting to know about it. And the biggest thing is like maybe a simple swing set up there, or I'm sure you've got ideas for outdoor equipment that would be fitness and health related that I'm not even thinking about.
I was gonna talk to you about that, years ago at Denver. They had me put in like a natural movement playground in the back. We could hike through all the stuff, and then there'd be like, we took logs, they could jump from log to log, and then traverse on these overhead things,
Yeah.
and we did all kinds of little, just talk about, everything was natural from the earth that we used
Yes.
for the equipment.
That's kind of what I'm
Yeah.
thinking. That's what I'm thinking.
Love that.
It could be so simple and not cost, you know, a ton of money. I'm sure there's grants, like you said, out there for stuff like that. So I'm all ears, I'm all open ears as far as that part goes.
Something like that would be good for seniors too, to get out their mobility.
Yeah.
Natural park, small ramps and steps. Overhanging is so important, so shoulders engaged, you know.
Well, I'll rely on you two for those types of things. for
Oh, this
sure.
sounds like something we can wrap our head around.
Yeah, you know, you and her may want to get together and go over there and be like, we can do this here, and get this here, and get some cost estimate for things together that we can do. And we'll fit it in the budget somewhere, you know, it might not be for this fiscal year, but we can do it in phases. The biggest thing that I've learned from the city going through the community plan process, the master plan, is we will have a Parks and Rec standalone plan within the community plan to use for grants and just planning in general. But that park up there needs a plan on paper with phases and cost estimates and how we're gonna get there. Right now, we don't have that. So I would love, like, you maybe take lead on putting together some sort of phased plan for that park, you know? What
What we
we,
hear something about it going from the elementary school, like a trail going to the park? Did I hear something
yes,
about that?
we've talked about that. Me and Alda met with the principal at the school, and then Julie Conkle from Blount County Soil Conservation. You've met with her too. She helps cities and schools like form a relationship with each other for them to be able to use their parks for outdoor learning, which is something that I think would be perfect for Townsend and for that relationship with the school and that park. They could learn stuff about in the pond up there, in the trees, or different kinds of insects. And Julie, would teach these teachers how to do outdoor learning up there.
I think the Lions Club would love to our religious agents too. Yeah. As they're building
Yeah.
the school and the project there.
Yeah, they've been raising money for an outdoor classroom
Yeah.
for many years.
Yeah.
So we also talked about maybe an outdoor classroom situation. There's so many things we can do, but I like keeping the natural aesthetic of that park the way it is. And the neighbors do too. Like, they don't want to see a bunch of traffic coming in
I'm afraid
there.
I'd be hearing word of this right next park.
Yeah. So that's important that we keep it peaceful, quiet for the most part, but we still want people to use it. We don't want to just see it sit there and rot.
Sure.
So, okay, any questions?
Yeah, about the path, I did meet with her up there, and told her the best time for us would be towards the winter, when we can help cut that in for those kids. Come up there. That's supposed to, she's supposed to be back in contact, I guess, with you. and
Yes,
Renee as well.
yes. I think that should be a winter project.
Yep.
It'll give us more time, and Julie more time, to get with her students that she planned on bringing up there, because they wanted to plant some stuff around the pond and create like a different type of ecosystem up there. She threw out all these terms, I'm not really sure what it is, but she was gonna do it for very low cost and free labor up there, because that's her job, that's what she does. So, very excited about that, partnering with the school. We will obviously have some sort of agreement with them, like a waiver, a liability waiver with the school. Our insurance guys already looked at that, in case you're wondering about that.
People can rent the pavilion, or do they just have to reserve it?
Just reserve it. We don't have a price. Like, we don't charge people to use that part of there. They haven't in the past because it's not really been, to me, worth charging for yet, but we could get it there. And it could be additional income to the city or Parks and Rec. So we can do that, because like we rent out this room. We do charge to rent out this room, like there's some art classes in here sometimes. People rent it out for book clubs or different types of meetings. So we can charge for that, but we've never charged for the park. But in the future, yeah, we could. And actually, the pond is in a lot healthier shape than we thought it was. Signs of life in there were a big plus, Julie said. She saw turtles and she saw fish, and she said, so that's a really good sign. She said what we'd really like to do is get some pollinators in here and maybe some more, she said dragonflies? Because we do have a mosquito problem up there, and the dragonflies take care of the mosquitoes. So, oh gosh, they'll eat you up up there. Oh, they will. The mosquitoes are bad, aren't they? Yeah, so that's a big
You don't want
problem.
to stay there long.
But we do
That's
have,
another thing too,
Yeah.
that probably gonna put fans.
Fans.
We want a fan on the inside,
yeah,
attached to the column.
Another thing I wanted to tell you all is, like, the way that the city has it set up right now, we don't have a purchasing policy. Parks and Rec has a budget. I forgot what the number was for the fiscal year. It was under 40,000 though. 17 of that's going toward the architect and engineer firm. 4,000 will go to 4th of July for next year. Money will go toward the Christmas parade. We don't have a lot left for the year. I think the way we worked it was, I think we had about 3,000 to play with for the rest of the year. So not much.
So there's not really like a budget area to where people purchase.
No, the commissioner, like, we're supposed to give a budget proposal. The only thing that the last board wanted for sure in there was for the architect and engineer to have a budget for that. So I think we had set aside maybe around 25, but it's gonna end up being less than that. Then we've got bike trail maintenance, that comes out of Parks and Rec. So a lot of, that's, before, there was like no budget for Parks and Rec. Just in the last year, we were able to get city council to give us the money for stuff. Like I said, this is all very new still.
It's evolving, it's thanks to you.
It is evolving. It is evolving, and we're still learning a lot as we go. So I'm thankful. I'm very thankful. Any more questions about the Memorial Park?
No, I'm excited about this one.
Yeah. And another thing that I've learned is people want to volunteer and help.
Mhm.
So like, when we were redoing the picnic tables under the pavilion up there, like we spent a Saturday, Dale was there, we redid those picnic tables that had been donated, put new wood on them, sealed them, and I just put a post up like, hey, like, we're looking for volunteers, we're gonna be doing this at the park this time. And there was people that showed up to help. The mayor and his wife came and helped. Like, people wanna help, so
Yeah.
it doesn't just have to be us
Right.
before
Okay.
right now. People want to be involved more. They don't have to have a board title, they just wanna help.
Sure.
I've learned that a lot. 'Cause I've always been afraid to ask for help. So I'm learning now to ask for help. Ain't that right, Mark?
Feels good, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah, can't do it all, Mark.
You
Can't do
never
it
write
all.
your newsletter now, so.
Can't do it all. Yeah. Thank God. Honestly, like, it would be like 12 o'clock at night, and I'd be like, oh my God, I forgot to send out the newsletter. But I'd wait till the next day,
I
but
love doing this.
I swear,
Oh my
well, I'm
God.
glad you do.
Wow, that's great.
Maybe we can give it a facelift too,
Yes.
and change things around. I mean, I like it, I don't mind it, but like, if you could play around with it on Canva, and you may have something on there that I haven't thought of that needs to be on there.
Mhm.
So, okay. I think all this is great. I think it would be good, let's move on to number 7. I just put on there open discussion of ideas and set a potential workshop date. Workshops are informal. We're not allowed to vote or make decisions at workshops, but we're allowed to discuss things. So I think it would be nice if we had like an evening where we could get together up here, maybe order some pizza, and then have more time to like brainstorm. Like a brainstorming session for different things. Like I said, workshops are not decision makers, they're just a place where we can openly talk. Brainstorm
I'd like to
ideas
set one once a month at least.
once a month, okay.
Yeah, I love the idea of workshops and brainstormings. I mean, it really adds so much to formal meetings.
Yeah, I agree. And like, we're laid back as it is, but that's, we're not sitting up here like we're usually at a table down there and sometimes we will take a bag of caps that we've been collecting and sort through some caps while we're doing that. We've done that before. Speaking of those things, I'm literally up to my hair out with
The
these
bottle
caps.
caps?
Yeah.
You still collect them there?
We took a pause.
Okay.
I said it was a short pause back in April, and here we are in September, so that was not short. Like I said, it's just been me and Brett for a while. So we have lots and lots of caps. How many pounds would you say? Like 500-600 pounds of caps? Probably.
Way more. Yeah, there's a bunch.
We have some that have been bagged and tagged and weighed and sorted. We have a lot sitting back there in that room that haven't been. I kind of got to a point where I wanted to just give them to somebody else because it's so overwhelming. The caps are very overwhelming at this point. The idea was we would collect these caps and lids, and they only take certain kinds. You can't just donate any kind of cap or lid. That's why we have to sort through them, because not everybody reads the list. There's this place in Indiana called Green Tree Plastics, LLC. They'll turn your caps into tables, picnic tables, benches, they've got different things. Well, the problem is like sorting them, bagging them, tagging them, weighing them, getting them to Indiana, and you still have to pay for the table to be made. You have to pay for shipping. You have to pay, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of work to still have to pay.
Whose idea was that?
Mine? That was my dumb idea. So, I did not expect these people here in Townsend to donate so much plastic. But I'm stressed out just thinking about it. No, I'm so stressed out just thinking about it. Me and Jason have talked about this for months because we've been back and forth, like, what do we do with these stupid caps? Like, all these people have donated these caps toward this cause, but it's like, I was expecting maybe one bag a month. We were getting a bag a week, and we could not keep up.
Oh, it looks like the North Pole. There's bags and bags, I thought.
And then we had bags up there.
Yeah, and it's expensive to get them there and back.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're.
I would
you're
like to
talking-
give these caps to the Maryville Kiwanis Club, who does collect them, and give them to, they have a partner with Teleco, is it something, Teleco Village School? Is that a place, is that an actual school, or am I making that up?
There's Teleco Village, but I don't know about a school. 'Cause that's-
Somebody from Teleco Village has partnered with Maryville Alcoa Kiwanis Club, and they've been collecting these caps for years. That's where I got the idea.
We had New Hope, we had a bench donated to us from the Kiwanis, those
Yeah.
are plastic bench
Yes.
made of caps.
That's it.
All right.
That's where that came from. Well, Maryville Kiwanis has like 100 members.
There you go.
They have the bandwidth. If
One phone call, they're
you
gone.
you would probably run away if I showed you that bathroom. I'm not kidding you. So I would like to call Wanda. She's the president. I was in Kiwanis with her when she was at Townsend Kiwanis. Our Kiwanis club here does not have the bandwidth for that either. Yeah. And so I would like to give these caps to somebody and make sure that they actually get used instead of sitting up there and basically an animal getting in them or them rotting away. It was a great idea initially, I thought, but here we are. And I haven't had time to go through them. I mean, it's like those big contractor bags full of plastic. We have Denso, we had Denso collecting caps.
Oh dear.
They have 6 bags, just 6, but she's gonna have to get them off her hands too. And we don't have any room anymore. We were gonna try to use a room at the fire department. Chief Stallion said, yeah, we can do that. I think I might have a room for you, but I don't even think that's enough room. So I would like to know if I can give these caps away. Like, do I have your blessing?
I would say
I make a motion to give the caps away.
I
Second it, there we go.
Okay, all in favor of giving these caps
Aye.
to
Aye.
Marilyn Kiwanis?
Aye.
You need a motion.
There you go, Mark. There you go.
Are you voting too?
We can give it to him.
No, no, thank you. No.
Listen, pull your truck up here and
No, thank you.
sling those bag of caps in there. I'm hoping that nobody ever asks me about it again and that it'll just quietly go away. But if,
We're gonna watch this video on YouTube and they're,
Dale, just tell people, just be like, she lost hope.
see, you guys did such an overwhelming,
Yeah.
great job of collecting them, and you just couldn't.
And the thing is, by the time we paid for the benches to be made and to have them shipped from the place, because none of us have time to go to Indiana and back just to get 2 tables. Okay, that's crazy. The more I think about it, that's crazy. And so, if we can give them to people that are used to doing it, have at it. I think our budget, our Parks and Rec budget, should be better spent elsewhere. And we could buy recycled tables for the same amount of money that we're gonna be spending, and it's a lot less headache, a lot less work. So yeah, I'll make a call tomorrow. Okay.
We'll live up.
That sounds good to me. And then I just kind of had it open discussion. If you all want to go ahead and set a workshop date right now while we're sitting here, that's what we typically did before. Because we only meet once a month,
Right.
unless we're doing bingo or we have an event going on or we have something else going on. I usually only see you guys once a month. So we have to like be intentional about meeting more than that for different things. October is crazy, but I can find a little time, I'm sure.
Do we want to do like a lunchtime thing?
Well, we can. It doesn't have to be evening.
Yeah. Maybe a lunchtime thing would be good.
What,
Then I don't have to.
what about your schedule? 'Cause like, I
Very
don't know,
flexible.
you're very flexible.
Yeah, me too.
I'm not flexible.
Okay, so let's do
You
it according
take
to your
lunch?
schedule then.
No, I'm saying like, I can't touch my toes right now.
Oh. We could address that.
Okay.
Doing some yoga?
I mean, I can be a little more flexible during the day, I guess. Typically, like Mondays and Wednesdays, and,
I like midweek things.
okay, Wednesdays are typically, like, have been good days for us. And I know a lot, like, people like to go to church on Wednesday nights, so like, if we could do a Wednesday during lunchtime.
Sure.
Just throw out some dates.
What do we do with the third Wednesdays? So we got the second Tuesday evening for our meeting, the third Wednesday for workshopping.
So just like, I don't want to, well, third Wednesday of the month as a standing workshop.
What about that, Brett? Is
If you
that?
put it on the calendar, you're more apt to do it, is that true?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've just
I
been
think
doing
it's-
it month to month and just seeing who all can be there, you know. 'cause
Well,
that
you
can
know,
change.
planning helps to have, with attendance, you know what you're doing.
Yeah. Okay. So, let me look at the calendar really quick.
Are you still a member of Kiwanis?
Technically, right now I am.
Okay.
But I don't think I'm gonna renew my membership. I've got to take some stuff off my plate
Yeah.
instead of add.
So just, flexible, you just maybe tell us when it is, and maybe
Okay.
it's Brett, and I can.
Okay.
It's going on as the second and fourth, right, Wednesdays?
Yeah.
So if we do third, it's not going to be like that.
Are you on Kiwanis?
I just started attending, I haven't joined yet, but
Oh.
I intend to. Unfortunately, I can't make tomorrow's meeting because
I can't
I have a
either.
dentist appointment tomorrow.
See, I can't go either. I haven't been able to go.
So I'm gonna go talk to Brett tomorrow and,
Okay.
you know, probably pay my dues.
Okay. All right then. I mean, I told him I wasn't gonna be able to, but until I can have some extra time, because I haven't been able to help them with their pancake breakfasts or anything like that for a long time.
Like I said, I'm all about community involvement right now, you know. And this is the perfect way for me to get to know my neighbors.
Absolutely. Okay, so bingo, September 29th. We could do a workshop on the 24th. It's 2 weeks from now.
That's the fourth, isn't it? So next week would actually be the third Wednesday. If you want to start. That's the, is that the 24th? No, that's not the 24th.
Next Wednesday's the 17th.
17th. Do you want to start it there, or do you want to start in October?
October,
Yeah.
October,
I think it would probably take that long to get everybody on board.
October 15th is not gonna work. October's pretty busy for me.
Mhm.
I'm gonna have to look at my Airbnb calendar too, and my other city calendar, and just do it by email, because I can't set a
Sure,
date right now.
Sure, okay.
And I'll just let you guys know.
That sounds good.
Okay, anything else? Okay, then we're down to public input. Mark, are you still with us, buddy? Okay.
I wanted to update you what we've been doing down there.
Sure thing.
Working with Jason and the guys too. We've pretty much did our next phase, which was the picnic tables, the train. We did have a couple benches behind the train on the others. So the concern was with having the train on the other side of the sidewalk, that if parents or whatever were on the other side and kids were running across, bicycles, whatever, might just smush them. So we put a couple benches on the other side of the train so that they could all sit
Oh, okay.
and be on the same side of the bike path.
Okay.
So yeah, we have a garden and we got another pollinator garden. With these guys, we now have it so that you can mow across the top now. It works good. You don't have to mow the hills. The hills are out of bounds now, which is good.
Okay.
And we have a tree to take down, you know, or look at what we want to do there. I don't know, that's precarious. It's right, it kind of actually comes over the sidewalk, I think, up on the one end. So it's one that has just died over the last year. But we are, and I told Kelsey, putting together rules of the road for down there. Dog rules, bike rules especially. I'm so afraid somebody's gonna get killed down there. The other day we were down there and some lady flipped over on her bike, and that happens all the time.
That's a crazy hill there going.
Yeah, the steep one going up.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
People don't realize it, and then coming down, they want to go 1,000 miles an hour, and you have that intersection, and there's going to be somebody getting hurt real bad because there's more and more people, pedestrian traffic,
And more e-bikes.
and more in the e-bikes.
Oh,
People
okay.
haven't ridden a bike for years, and they get on an e-bike, and those suckers, well, I told class 2s can go up to 22 or 23 mile an hour. So,
And then the class 3 was what,
28, it has to be under 30. 30 becomes a motorbike.
Okay.
But anyhow, if somebody stood there and they had somebody go past them at 20 mile an hour, you'd be shaken because that's fast. I mean, it's just, you don't even do that on the motors, do you? I don't know, I see you guys, no, I'm just kidding.
So my question is like, it is wild to me that as long as the city has had a lease with TDOT for the bike trail, why we don't have signage for it.
I know, there's no signs and.
Do you know why?
Don't know, there's no signs for tunnels.
Great.
Does
Nothing
the
yet.
city,
There's-
do you know if the city's ever
And that's
asked
what-
TDOT for the signage? for
That I do not know, but I will find out. But
There's that one sign down there that says, no unauthorized vehicle.
Yeah.
It's been there probably
Yeah.
for 3,000
And
years.
And that's why Gail was trying to get that passed for the signage that would fall underneath that.
Yeah.
You remember the hotel motel tax thing
Yeah.
going up a little bit?
Yeah.
That would cover it for tourism, that would fall right underneath that. So
Yeah.
That would cover your signs and all that,
Okay.
so that's.
Because we technically have what's called a bike Tennessee route. Didn't know that till the guy that does the tourism department, he's one of the head guys. That Gayla was talking to, Brent, said that we have a bike Tennessee route, so tourism dollars, if the said city were to levy that hotel motel occupancy tax, we could actually use it for the bike trail. There was some confusion as to whether or not we could or could not use it for the bike trail, which I thought was odd, but I guess we can, because he said we could. So we should get some signage. I just thought that maybe TDOT would maybe provide some, general ones in the meantime, though. I think it's strange, because, I mean, the city
Right.
leased it for a long time, and, I mean, I don't know if they've ever asked
It's-
TDOT for signage. And the e-bikes haven't became a big deal until what,
And
4 or 5 years ago?
Yeah, and especially, it's like, they have rules.
Yeah.
They have that set of rules that you can go out and find.
Yeah.
But nothing's posted
posted.
at all. And then there's city rules with dogs and with other things, so that all needs, we need to have some actually for our nature area and stuff too, like people don't feed the dogs, don't do this, don't do that. I mean, there's all these things that, we have people that don't come out to nature very often,
Yeah.
and they don't know, some of them don't know what to do, some of them are a little, just like, oh, I don't know, if it's gonna be good, bad, or different, but, they just need to know. So we're just coming up with them, and I'll give you a list when I get them done.
I'd love that.
I'll do that. I'm looking at other state, parks in the state that have them, so I'm trying to, use Tennessee type jargon
Okay.
and rules and stuff, so.
Have you connected with the Parks and Rec Director for Maryville?
I haven't yet, I need to talk to them over there.
Yeah.
Actually, they're probably online, so I'll probably go there first.
Probably, it's
Yeah.
Maryville, Alcoa,
Yeah.
Parks, just Google Maryville, Alcoa Parks and Rec Commission Department, and they've got a whole website.
Yeah,
Because they're different than us, like, they've got like a senior center,
oh, yeah.
they've got, community, like, service centers, pavilions, and pools, and
They
ball
got that-
fields,
They
and,
put in a 5K that's like a triple, 3 in a row, it makes it a lot of money, so.
So they're like their own separate entity, I think.
Mhm.
I don't think that they're government, like, it's not a government board, but they have people from city council that represent, like, their part of town. Like Alcoa's got a rep, Maryville's got a rep.
Mhm.
Because I always wondered, like, well, why can they charge for stuff?
Right, right.
Well, it's because they're their own entity, from what I gathered. A lot of red tape.
Yes, government, right.
Yeah, unfortunately.
But anyhow, everything looks great down there. I'm telling you, if you haven't been down
Oh my
there,
gosh,
it
yeah.
really looks good. Oh, the other thing there now is making sure that the flowers, that Mother Nature doesn't flop the flowers over onto the bike path.
That area right there is really bad. I mean, I'm surprised nobody seriously got hurt.
Oh, it's right where the
Yeah,
tunnel
it's-
is, and you have the downhill, and you have this, and you have, I mean, it's just a real nightmare. And I'll tell you, well, you experience the same thing, we'll be working there, and if we're on the path, and pedestrians have the right of way, but those bike guys, they look at you like you ate their lunch.
Right.
I mean, they seriously, it is like, they look.
One
at
was,
you.
I was walking on the trail, one e-bike went by me and pushed me out of the way. I didn't
Really?
see him coming up behind me, pushed me out of the way, and I was like,
Are, they don't talk, when I lived in Virginia, we were on the WOD trail and the C&O Connect trail. And when you were riding your bike, you'd always tell people ahead of you, coming left, coming right.
yes, yeah.
Very courteous.
Mhm.
There's none of that, but again, a lot of those are new bike riders and they're afraid almost to say something. It's like, no, use your voice. The little bell thing doesn't work because you don't know where it's almost like you hear the bell, you're just jumping.
Oh, okay.
And the stop signs don't work.
Oh,
Stop signs don't
They
work.
do not work.
I ride them all the time. But I look, I always look.
I didn't know that that was a thing till you brought it up to me a few days ago.
yeah, things really change things, that's for sure.
Okay.
And the whole classification of them and.
Well,
a
you
lot
got
of
a bike
times-
rental place right down from you guys, like very close
Yeah,
by.
oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know what it's like. I need to run down there and see what they rent down at the e-bike place. I'm not sure what they're,
Find that out, because that's right there by
Yeah.
Riverwalk, and they may have
That's run by,
rules.
Miss
it would be
Nellie.
really nice for them to give their, if they're not, to give their people renting bikes,
Yeah.
just a quick little list of, hey, here's,
Kind of like a TV screen, like they make.
Yeah,
watch
there you
it.
go.
You know, I think they have that.
oh, really?
I saw a TV screen there and then all the bikes, and I'm like, maybe they make them watch a little movie before they go out.
I'm gonna go down, I'll watch it.
You should be like a secret shopper and go in and test it
And
out.
act stupid.
Just be
That's
like,
actually a good idea.
I'm from such and
Yeah.
such place visiting, like.
I'm
like
from
to ride a
Wallen.
bike.
I'm from Wallen, and I'm, visiting here in town.
Seriously though,
Yeah, that's
like
good.
undercover,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
And they rent bikes at the one by V Hollow too, but I think those are just the mountain.
That stays over, that's,
Yeah. so
do they do e-bikes there too?
They do.
Do they? But anyhow, I think it's something eventually, I really do think the city's gonna need to address some of that, and they can override those state rules if they,
If we have a city
if,
ordinance.
yes.
Well,
So
somebody died
that's,
last year, so. Cyclist, it was a cyclist.
Yeah. Okay, Mark, you go undercover
I am.
and report back.
do I have to wear a mask or
Whatever
something?
you want to do. Whatever you want to do. Make it your own. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mark, appreciate you very much. Okay, let's see, we'll go to Mark. All right, any other business? I don't have any.
I think this is plenty for my first night.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't want to overwhelm you and scare you off, so. But, you know, you've got my number. If you need to text me at midnight, I'm awake usually.
Oh, my.
Yeah, I have insomnia really bad, but doesn't need to be on YouTube. Can you cut that part out? Okay, if we don't have any other business, just highlights on, let's see, help me remember. We need to get together about the newsletter. Christmas parade theme.
I really like the train.
Okay. Bingo, September 29th, Monday. Snacks and prizes, we need to work on. Just let me know what you all would like to bring. I don't care if it's a plate of brownies or some cashews, whatever, just let me know. And then prize donations, of course. It doesn't have to be expensive stuff. I'm talking like $5 items, $10 items.
How many prizes do we need?
We typically have, and I have prizes also, but we can always add to the supply, so, yeah. And then I'll email you guys about a workshop day. Okay? And if I forget, you remind me, because I'm liable to,
All righty.
okay?
I'll look into that.
You hold me to it. Okay. My brain's been a little foggy the last
It
couple
sounds
weeks.
like you have a lot on your plate, like you said.
Yeah, but I'm just happy
So you're
to,
gonna help,
I'm so
aren't you?
happy to have you. I'm so happy to have you. And,
Because we're action figures, aren't
We
we?
won't quit on.
action figures.
Yeah, we are. And, you know, we're both about action, so.
All right, thank you so much. If there's no other business, can I have a motion to adjourn?
A motion to adjourn this meeting.
Okay, do I have a second? Second. All right. All those in favor of adjourning the meeting, say aye.
Aye.
All right, aye. Thank you all so much. The meeting's adjourned.
Thank you.